You guys. I don't even know where to start with this one. Josh Duggar. I mean, to be honest, I kind of saw this coming years ago. So back in the day, I want to say maybe 2008 to 2015. If you guys are familiar with the TV channel TLC, there was a show called 19 Kids and Counting. I think they changed their name a couple times because they just kept having babies and they just kept popping them out. So, to be honest, listen, if you want to have 20 kids, that's your deal. As long as you guys are not living off of the government and off of my taxes, like, do you? Listen. Please don't come for me in the comments. That's just my personal opinion. Like, you want to have 20 kids, you do it on your dime. So to a certain extent, I kind of looked up to the Duggar family. I'm like, look at them. They're making their own clothes. Yes, they are extremely super religious, but each to their own. I'm not here to battle or, say that their way of thinking or living is wrong when it comes to religious beliefs. However, with that being said, we're going to get to the religious part later. Now, like I was stating, Jim, Bob, and Michelle, they sounded like really nice, sweet, kind parents every time that they were being interviewed on this TLC TV show. And I remember that they would make their own clothes and they would even make their own soap, which I thought was cool. Like, at least, they're not living off the government. They're living off the land. They're, 9 times out of 10, what was it? They were doing their own fruits and vegetables. They were making their own clothes. I'm like, wow, at least the kids have other kids to play with since they're homeschooled. I don't know how smart the kids are because they are homeschooled, but I'm pretty sure that they had to follow a certain rule and guidebook. Again, don't come for me. I'm not saying that everybody that's homeschooled is stupid because I finished my high school homeschooled, but since they are, to a certain extent, very religious, I'm pretty sure that certain things weren't talked about in their curricular activities for school. Now, a couple of years ago, I don't know if you guys remember Mr. Josh Duggar, how he was accused of molesting his sisters. I don't know how it leaked, how it came about, but long story short, it was everywhere. I want to say 2014, 2015. It was absolutely everywhere. You could not turn on the TV without seeing Josh Duggar's face on it. And his family came out. And the 4 sisters that are his blood that he molested basically said, oh, it's just Josh Duggar being a boy. You know how that goes. Boys will be boys. Hormones are hormones. Let me tell y'all something. When I was young, my hormones were going cray-cray. However, I at no time and point did I touch any other child, anyone else for that matter, or nor did I molest or rape or did anything. And to me, that was just a sad excuse. And I feel like the family, they did their best to try and hide him from that situation, so the consequences of his actions were a lot less than anybody else. Like, can you imagine if it wasn't a family member? I'm curious to know if it wasn't their brother, if it was just somebody off the street that molested 4 girls, if they would have had the same reaction. Oh, just boys being boys, slap on the hand, let's move on. Then Mr. Josh Duggar got married, right? Beautiful wife. Don't really want to talk about his wife into this, but anyways, he got married and then he checked himself into a rehab center because he was addicted to porn and I guess cheated on his wonderful, beautiful wife. Now, again, this family is extremely religious and to me, I find it extremely double standard and just curious to know if his wife was the one that cheated on him and his wife was the one that had the porn addiction, if he would have stood by her side the same way that she stood by his side throughout the whole entire, honestly, humiliation to her. Listen. I'm not saying that porn addiction doesn't exist. I'm pretty sure, yes, a lot of people have had that. A lot of people have gone to rehab. But for your husband to cheat on you and be a public figure and cheat on you and humiliate you nationally, and on top of that, to admit that he has this issue. First of all, I probably would never even think about, never say never, but I probably would never even think about marrying somebody that I knew molested his sisters when he was younger. because that to me is a huge red flag. And that's another problem I have with the family. They all protected him. They said, oh, he's just a kid being a kid, boys will be boys, instead of actually getting him the mental help that he should have received at that one time and point. To me, I'm sorry, he needed some mental help right then and there. He needed mental help when the red flag started, when his father noticed something fishy was going on, when his mother noticed something was not right. Now, I don't know if this has anything to do with his religious background or not, but again, to me, I believe it does. And they just taparon el sol con un dedo, how they say in Spanish. You know, you're trying to cover the sun with your thumb. Anyways, moving on. I normally don't do videos of this on YouTube, but I just had to vent to somebody because it's just completely, utterly disgusting. And just to think how many other families will hide their children or hide their child from molesting other children, let alone family members, and just keep it in the family and throw it under the rug and hush it, because this is what it leads to. Josh Duggar has been arrested for child pornography. Now, I'm not saying that all people that molest children start off molesting other kids, but 9 times out of 10, let's be honest, that's how it happens. And there's scientific evidence to prove that. All these red flags people had, where he was molesting his sisters, then he cheated on his wife, which a lot of people cheat on their spouses. I'm not saying that, but his porn addiction. I feel like all of this could have been prevented, at least in my eyes. And please, if you feel differently, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts, opinions, questions, concerns. All I'm saying is they could have prevented this. And you know what the saddest, most disgusting part of all of this is? He has 7 children. This man is what, 30-something years old? He is 33 years old and already has 7 children. So since he got married, he started popping them, or his wife started popping them babies out. Now, I don't know if his wife was aware that he had molested his 4 female siblings. And I'm sure you can Google their names of who it was and when it happened. But I want to concentrate mostly on this disgusting monster and how utterly disgusted I am with society when we see warning flags all around us and nobody cares. Literally, things like this have to happen. God only knows how many other children he did this to. God only knows if he did this with his own 7 kids, which to be quite honest, I hope he never laid a hand on his children. But what are the chances of you having 7 kids and not hurting them in any way, shape, or form, when obviously you're sick in the freaking head? You just got arrested for child pornography. You cheated on your wife. You have a porn addiction, and you molested your 4 sisters. Listen, I'm just gonna wrap this video up, make it short, cute, and sweet, and it's just mind-blowing to me. But yeah, thoughts, questions, concerns, opinions, make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm sorry this video is very dark, but I just had to vent because this is something I saw happening back in like 2014, 2015 when this story first came out, which is absolutely sickening. I believe that the reason that the family's show got canceled, which was their family's bread and butter, that's how they were able to maintain a household with 20 kids, was because of the simple fact that they had this huge show and it got canceled because of him, because of the molestation allegations that came out. But anyways, you guys, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you. Have a good one, you guys. Remember to be better, do better.